Good morning, everyone. I'm going to put a little note in the chat. And Sarahjoy will be with us in a second, or a minute or two. Can you let us know in the chat if you do not have 2 blocks? One block.
Good morning, everyone.
I have 1 block. Okay.
You have to get some carrier pigeons to take the blocks out from here. We have like 100 blocks. Okay, good morning. Good morning. We're going to have the sunrise against my glasses this morning, so you can appreciate what that is. You won't be looking at my glasses that long here. So I would like to start with a little bit of chanting, and I'm going to see if I can pull up the image for you. I think I have it right here. Oh, it's this one. Great. Alrighty, so this is the chant that we're going to be singing. Let me screen share with you. Great. So please take a comfortable and upright seat, just as you know that to be for yourself. Let Rebecca know if you need something adjusted, like if you can't hear me well or something with the technology goes off, you can let her know. She's here as my co-host. Thank you, Rebecca. So please take a comfortable and upright seat, just comfortably enough. And then let your eyes close and come into your heart and also into your breath and your body. Lengthen up through your spine so you get a little lift at the base of your skull. And that should give you a gentle sense of tipping your gaze downward and inward. Now start to sense the breath moving through you. And as with yesterday's practice and the day prior, I'm recommending that you have a kind of subtle experience of the breath so that you're sensing it right now as it is without sort of overblowing the effort. Now, when you sense the breath, think of it like you're getting the news of the body right now. So if the inhale begins at the low pelvis and goes upward through the front line of the spine, kind of like upwards through the chakra system, notice any place along this journey where the inhale feels compromised or scattered or diminished. Again, you don't need a huge breath right now. This can be a subtle kind of checking in. You might also just get a sense of what is the length of your breath cycle today. Again, not with coercion, but just what is the general tone, the pace of your breath, And what does that reveal to you about how well you slept, or what your morning was like so far? What thoughts you woke up to? And then acknowledging that you're embarking on your practice, we put our full attention and concentration into the practice, asking for the most deep benefit. So please bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll sing in call and response a bit here, because I'm going to speed up the chant towards the second or third iteration. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Saviryang Karavavai. Saviryang Karavavai. Saviryang Karavavai. Saviryang Karavavai. Tejasvinavaditamastu. 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 Ma Vivishavai. Ma Vivishavai. Ma Vivishavai. Ma Vivishavai. And now, all together, we sing the first 3 lines and then the last 2 lines. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryang Karavavai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vivishavai. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryang Karavavai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vivishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. So that was concentration, pranayama. reciprocity, dedication. You may release your hands and please open your eyes. And please come up to standing. I want to stop the share. There we go. So I can see you guys. Wonderful. And my video is spotlit, is that right? Okay, great. Okay, please come up to standing. And we're going to take a little horse stance like we've been doing to start these morning practices. So please bend your knees and take a gentle horse stance like about the width of your yoga mat. And just begin with the arms to swing, fists back and fingers forward. We did this last week to start class as well. It's a vigorous inhale on the way back and a vigorous exhale on the way forward. Please keep going. Five, four, three, two, one. Let the arms swing until they're still. Stand up straight. Inhale from the base of your belly up to your heart and your collarbones. And then hold the breath at the top. Exhale long and slow through your nose. Bend your knees, sit down, begin again. Keep going. Five, four, three, two, one. Let the arms swing until they're still. Straighten your legs. Now inhale from the base of the belly, long and smooth up to your heart. Hold the breath in the heart. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Saviryam Paravavai. Exhale long and smooth through the nose. Please make your feet parallel. Raise both arms up overhead. Hold your left wrist with your right hand and arc over to your right, please. Root down firmly into your left heel. And while keeping your right leg grounded, inhale, tippy toe up on the left toe. So the whole pose becomes a little bit longer, a little bit brighter. And then exhale, root down from your left low belly into your left heel slowly. Let's repeat that. Inhale, tippy toe. So the shooting star feeling of the upper torso gets longer. And exhale, root down into your left heel. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to go up. And exhale to root down. Okay, rise up to center. Hold your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up and arc over to your left. Root down into your left leg firmly and inhale to rise up onto the tiptoes of your right foot. And exhale to root down. Now, of course, the two sides of your body might be quite different. So you inhale, rise up and arc. And exhale to root down. One more time. And exhale to root. And then float yourself up. Sweep the arms out to the side. Let them gently cascade down. And just pause to notice. Now go heel toe out until you're able to be in the jazz dance warm-up pose like this. Yeah, great. So when you're in this position, straighten the arms so that you actually can let the shoulders shrug towards the ears a little bit. The torso does hang down some. But if you're in the hyper-flexible hip club, please don't go down past an optimal place where the pelvic floor is still toned. And bow your head gently. Let's take a long, deep breath into the low belly. And then blow that out like a straw. Inhale long and smooth. Exhale, blow it out like a straw. Inhale smoothly again. This time with your exhale, twist to your right as you blow out the straw. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale up to standing. Okay, feet parallel, and then come down to Prasarita Padottanasana. So this is the standing wide leg forward bend. We generally want the legs to be like an equilateral triangle. So the distance between your feet is going to be the same as the length of one of your legs. When you come down like this, we ought to have a sense that we could exhale the residue of sleep. Like when we're sleeping, we don't have complete exhales. And having had these few pranayama practices here, I want to encourage you to really consider a more complete exhalation. So during your exhale, you can sense the deep tone of the low belly. We can exhale through the nose now. And on the inhale, try to sense the breath kind of moving into the back of the waist. And please do that one more time. And then shift your hands to your hips and rise up to standing. Okay, and come back to your jazz dance warm-up pose for a moment, and we're going to change it up here. So when you come down this time, we're actually going to do breath of fire right here. And this doesn't have to be super rapid, but I would like it to be out through the nose. So you just take a half inhale, and then it'll be a very robust exhale through the nose several times, like this. Five, four, three, two, one. Exhale completely. Blow the breath out through the nose. Now inhale, rise up to standing and hold the breath at the very top. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai. Release the exhale through the nose all the way. And please sit back down one more time. Enjoy a deep and full breath cycle in. Exhale thoughtfully. And then last time for breath of fire, make a half inhale and then begin. Five, four, three, two, one. Exhale completely. Then you inhale, rise up to standing, and you're going to plan to hold the breath in the heart at the very top there. Tejasvina varhitamastu ma vidvishavai. And exhale and come down to one more Prasarita Padottanasana. Please make your feet parallel. Excuse me. And I'm going to ask you to imagine during a long, smooth inhale here that you can actually hear the sound of your own voice inside. The inhale length is Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai. And the exhale length Tejasvina vaditamastu ma vidvishavai. Do that one more time, please, where you hear it inside, even if you're making up your own words. And then please walk yourself into downward facing dog pose. This is our on-ramp now to Surya Namaskar. So as you come into your downward facing dog, set yourself up with your yoga blocks nearby if you're using those for Surya Namaskar. And this is a great time to sense the pranayama has this little song inside the inner ear. That during your in-breath, you can hear it on the inside. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai. And during the out-breath, hearing it on the inside. Tejasvina varhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Please take a big step forward with one foot and then the second foot and come into your Uttanasana. With your feet parallel, inhale, glide your heart forward and gaze forward. And then exhale to bow deeply towards your legs. Inhale to rise, upward hands pose. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Here we go, Surya Namaskar. Just as the sun comes through the windows here at the studio. Okay. Inhale, listen inside for Sahana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, Uttanasana, listening within for Tejasvina. Inhale, glide forward. Left foot back. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to bow forward. Listen for the chant inside the inner ear. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Come through plank pose. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale to Pranam, rolling down. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay in dog pose for the inhale, full breath cycle. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Exhale to descend. Inhale, float forward. Exhale to bow. Inhale to rise. Sahana Bhavatu. Exhale to the heart. Tejasvina. Again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Glide forward. Right foot back. Inhale to rise. Exhale to descend. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, Chaturanga. Tejasvina Vaditamastu Vidvishavahi. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Pranam. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. And stay for the inhale, listening for Sahana in the inner ear. And exhale, right foot forward. Inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale to descend, listening for Tejas. And inhale, float forward with your left foot, heart forward. Exhale to deeply bow. Tejasvina Vaditamastu ma vidvishavahi. Inhale to rise. And then hands to the heart. And pause to listen inside for the echo. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryang Karavavai. Tejasvina Vaditamastu ma vidvishavahi. And please release your hands. And this is where I'm going to work with you for a few moments here on the upper back, neck, and shoulders. And then we're going to get that one block, because some of you have only one block. We'll use just one. So please take your right arm up, bend your elbow, and reach up to hold with your left hand, something like this. And make your feet parallel and about hip distance apart. And as you reach up through your right elbow, start to just gently arc over to your left. And so in that process, my hope is that you can feel your right tricep, but also that you are opening the upper back, right shoulder, right upper rib cage. But as you root down from your right belly to your right heel, you also feel, possibly, right lower back, right inner belly, maybe even the right hip flexors. And roll yourself back up to center slowly, like this. And then raise your right arm high and float it forward and down. And just pause to notice the difference from your right upper body to your left. Yeah. And then take the left arm up. Okay, bend your left elbow. Now as you're holding the upper back here, you can place your left hand in the center of your upper back and heart, and then root down through your left heel as you arc over to your right. I get to lean right into the sunbeam. So press into your left heel and breathe along the left hemisphere of the body. So the word saha in the chant, sahana bhavatu, means together. You can imagine the togetherness of practicing in unison right now. We're all here at the same moment. But also the togetherness, please rise up to center, the togetherness of you working with your mind, your body, your heart, your breath in unison. So that little bit of what we were doing there with the shoulders is going to become important here as we practice a variation on Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So I'd like you to have one block. I mean, I would have liked you to have two. If I could deliver them out there by carrier pigeon, I would do that. But one block is going to be sufficient. And let's place this block, which you're going to be stepping up onto it. So I'll start with my right foot on the block. And you step the left foot back. So this is like your Warrior 1 has a little step stool. Okay. Face your hips forward. And start by rooting down strongly through your tailbone. So you are opening the front of your left hip right through here. Yeah. And then sweep both arms forward. Raise your arms up. Bend your left elbow. And imagine that the right hand is helping the left elbow here. Imagine the left hand reaching into the basket of arrows on the upper back. With your right foot elevated, one of the benefits here is your Warrior 1 does not need to be the longest stride ever. In fact, I'd like it to be a little bit shorter because I want you to really sense now the downward movement of your left heel and the upward movement of the heart. Lift your rib cage, and right where your left hand may be supporting your heart and your upper back, take a little journey of back bending. Raise your heart on the front, encourage your shoulder blades on the back. Now, keeping that steady, release the arms to go up, aiming like an arrow, and so long as you can keep your balance, raise your gaze up to look between the heels of the hands. Your pose does become a back bend here. And then as you exhale, bring your gaze forward, float your arms wide, float the arms down, and then step up to a one-footed mountain pose because you have only one block. So instead of having 2 feet, you're going to be balancing on your right foot. And just feel what's happening in the left hemisphere of the body. And then step your left foot down and put your left foot up on the block. And step your right foot back. So it's not the longest Warrior 1 that you've ever stepped back to. It's a shorter stride because I really want us to be able to be upright through here. So root into your right heel. Take the tailbone down and forward so the right hip flexors get a chance to really open. Raise your right arm up. Hold your right elbow with your left hand. And begin the process of arcing upwards and backwards through the heart. So the right hand, as if it's reaching into a basket of arrows, the right hand holds the heart and the upper back. So to keep the right leg steady, we are not collapsing in the lumbar spine. Root down into your left heel, use your left hip, draw the right heel, right hip, bring the right low belly in and up. So your back bend is really in the upper back, the thoracic spine. And keeping the breath smooth, float your arms up like an arrow. And so long as you're able to keep your balance, you may gaze up between the heels of your hands. So it is a back bend pose. I'm going to ask you to come upright, forward with your gaze, outwards, downwards with your arms, and then using your low belly, float yourself up onto your left foot for mountain pose, where the right foot is levitating. Notice what's happening along the hemisphere of your body, the right side. And then please step your right foot back. Okay, now we're going to add to that sequence. I have to step out of that light beam for a moment. So many of you know that I used to be the kitchen coordinator at Brighton Bush Hot Springs, and I was doing a lot of yoga when I lived there. I learned the Bikram's yoga sequence while I was living at Brighton Bush, and I learned the balancing stick pose. And I used to also be a gymnast, so the balancing stick wasn't about balance for me, and it felt like I was on the balance beam, right? But the balancing stick pose was so hard for me in my early 20s because I was cooking at Brighton Bush, so my upper body was accustomed to stirring large pots of soup and picking up heavy things and, you know, large things coming in and out of the oven. And I would go to the Bikram's yoga balancing stick pose, and I was like a broken umbrella. I could not hold up my upper body. My shoulders were so tired, my neck was tired. So we're gonna add balancing stick to the sequence right now. So place your right foot on the block. Sorry about the light beam. It's delightful that we live in Oregon and here we have this beautiful sun. No, I'm okay. I don't need to see them, so long as they can see most of me. Okay, so when you step now, warrior one, you have to come into your inner strength here, and also it's good to have a sense of affection for yourself. Keep your arms up. I realize I'm going to step out of the frame, so let me back myself up here. Okay, so right foot feeling steady. This is metaphorical and literal that we're going to be stepping up to get ready for this warrior three. So first, root down into your left heel, reach upwards for your heart, and explore the back bend of this pose. It's a pose of aspiration, optimism, courage, commitment, dedication. And now gracefully bring your torso upright, gaze forward. The hand can just be separated shoulder width apart. And as you inhale, step up to balance on your right leg. And then on your exhale, begin the process of going forward to warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3, a pose of aiming, a pose of focus, stamina, determination, and revelation. Like we say revelation, it will show you where you have your weaknesses, where you have your challenges, what comes up in the mind. And then you're going to slowly start the process of rising back up. Balance on your right foot and take the left toes way back to step once more into Virabhadrasana 1. I think everyone on the call this morning knows that I also have a hip replacement. So for me, Warrior 3 is a huge celebration to be able to do it. Let's lower the arms down. And then step your left foot forward. And we're going to change sides. I hope you're having fun. Did they look like they were having fun?
They were having fun. I wasn't.
Okay, place the left foot up on the block. Thanks for being willing. Okay, your yoga warriors. Okay, press down through your right heel. Lift the pubic bone and tone the low belly. And then raise your arms up. And begin with your Virabhadrasana 1. It is a back bend pose, a pose of aspiration, a pose of inspiration. I'm inspired to see you. Thank you. So keeping the breath smooth is really essential here, and also the mind. And you can imagine inside the warrior has this song. Tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vivishavai. May we overcome darkness. May we not go to impatience. May we stay with that which is luminous. Let's inhale to step up onto the left foot, please. And then hands can be shoulder width apart as you come forward to your warrior 3. Let all things be revealed. What do you need to know about your body, your mind, your heart, and your breath for being a warrior today? What do you need to know? Your body is telling you right now. Tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vivishavai. And then gracefully glide back. So the right toes step way back, and you're coming into Virabhadrasana 1 one more time. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Thank you. And then step forward and place your right foot and left foot flat on the floor. Find your steady ground. Let the arms dangle. Sahana bhavatu, sahana bhunaktu. May this practice protect and nourish us. Sahavidyam karavavahai. May we work in a strong manner when needed. Tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vivishavai. Okay, thank you. I'm going to step out of that light beam. Are there any questions you can let me know by unmuting and saying, I can see you on this large screen TV over here. So
Barb commented that it reminds her of teacher training.
this reminds you of teacher training. Okay, great. Yes, courage in life, courage in teacher training, the strength and the stamina. Okay, so now we're going to put the block between the hands like this and try in a similar way so that we get this accuracy, fervency, and dedication through the arms. Okay. So I'm looking at you here on a big TV. You're probably wanting me to look straight at you, but you're actually over here for me. So let's do right foot forward. Now this is your general warrior 1, not on a block because we have only one block. We're going to put it up in the hands now. Okay, so angle your hips forward and take the tailbone down. Place the block between your hands. Inhale to go up. Now let's see, to the best of your ability, can you exhale and bend the elbows so that they go up and the head goes back slightly against the block? So the hands are reaching towards the basket of arrows. And if you've got the block in the right place, you can gently take your head back into the block to encourage the heart to rise and the upper back to support your back bend. And then gazing forward, inhale, raise your arrows high. And now exhale, bow slightly forward. So you've got your warrior 3 from your left heel to your fingertips. And then float yourself up and balance on your right leg, Virabhadrasana 3. And for those who have a hip replacement like I do, it's actually easier to do warrior 3 with a slight bend in your right knee to have more control over your right hip. Now we're going to take the toes of the left foot back down and return to warrior 1. Come up brightly from dedication and focus to aspiration and courage. And then float the block down. And please step forward with your left foot. Mountain pose. Feel the heat of the inner body. And don't forget, Sahana. We're here together. Step backwards with your right foot. Aim your hands forward with your block. Inhale to go up with your arms. Bend your elbows so the hands go back and the block is right there. You can give a little pressure of your head back into the block.
Raise your heart up. Aim your elbows up. Please don't compress the lower back, but rather lift your rib cage and your heart. And feel the aspiration of the heart for back bending. And then as you next inhale, sweep your arms up like arrows, gaze forward. Bring your torso partway forward so you can sense the long line from your back waist to your right heel and to your thumbs. And then step into Virabhadrasana 3. So you're balancing on your left leg. Yeah, good job. Keep the left leg steady. And the breath smooth as well as you can. Tejasvina vadhitamastuma vibhishavahai. And then step thoughtfully back. So the right toes come way back to the floor and you can return to Virabhadrasana 1. And then bring the arms forward, float forward, land in your full height in mountain pose. You may put your block aside and pause to reflect. Not to narrate, evaluate, neither planning nor reviewing, but simply reflecting. And please take a seat. You can face forward and have a blanket to sit on. I'm getting this lovely feeling of being blinded by the light here in the yoga studio. Okay, so when you take this seat, let's come into Baddha Konasana. Put the soles of the feet together. And you can hold your big toes. Lift up through the torso and the crown of your skull. Let's hold the big toes as a bit of traction for the shoulders to come down as you lengthen up through your neck and the crown of your skull. Allow your breathing now to become smooth and steady. You just had the Surya part of class, the heating part, and this is the Chandra part of class. Aim out through your inner thighs towards your knees. Imagine each thigh like a little telescope going out towards its own knee. We have construction outside the windows here, but we're having construction in our bodies too. Staying upright a few breath cycles more. Notice the process of Chandra, how Surya, the heat, transitions to Chandra, the reflection. And then please fold your knees up to center. Momentarily sit forward of your blanket. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Place your hands behind you. And let's start up on the fingers and the knuckles. Roll the chest and heart up. And then take the heels of the hands down so your hands are backwards. Fingers pointing towards your hips. Roll the chest open, and as you take the shoulders back, if it's comfortable for your neck, you may also open your throat. And then shift your gaze to come forward and roll up to sitting. Take your arms out over your knees. The hands will probably get a little bit warmer for a few moments there. Do that one more time. Slide the hands back, fingers, knuckles, thumbs, thumb knuckles, maybe the heels of the hands. And root down to go up through the heart. You may roll the head back so it cradles itself on the upper trapezius muscles. If your neck is not comfortable with that, please don't do it. And squeeze the shoulders back one more time. And then releasing, rise up, sweep your arms forward over your knees. Okay, from where you're sitting like this right now. So let's take both knees down to the right, like the letter Z, like this. And then walk your right hand behind you so that now the fingers are going to point backwards. And we're actually going to start on the fingertips. And so this is the beginning of a twist that's going to become a back bend. So in this twist, allow the left hip to press forward to open the hip flexors on the front right here. And walk your left hand across to your right knee. Try to keep the spine really long, so you might even feel the right side of the waist stretching right now. And as you're twisting, the right hip is grounded, the left hip can come up. Look over your right shoulder. Even though you're looking right and the heart is turning right, try to, on the inside, think about lengthening your left thigh towards its own knee. Yeah. Some of you will find that you're stretching your left hip flexors. Some are in the right side waist. For some, it's the twist of the upper body. And then let yourself start unwinding the eyes, shoulders, heart, hips. And as your left hip comes down towards the floor, plant your right hand flat behind you. Turn your left palm up. And now we're going to go up. So the hips pick up, raise up into a back bend. Press down into the shins of both legs. Press your left hip forward. As you raise your heart up, you may take your gaze back and look over towards your left thumb. To release from this pose, sweep your left arm across your face. Start gazing down towards the floor to your right, and then lower your left arm down in front of your torso. And as you rise up, so you're sitting in Z formation now, then you can walk forward over your right leg. So this pose, when we come forward like this, we call that humble warrior. Like the warrior gives itself, it's to a pranam, a variation on pranam. So as you come forward and down like that, let there be this kind of inward humility, this pouring forth. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahavidyam karavavahai. We are here practicing together in these real-time moments. And please walk yourself up to sitting and switch your legs to the other side of your Z formation. So you can do that like a water dancer or a break dancer or an ice dancer, or you can do it like you, whatever your method is. So we do start sitting with the right foot back alongside the right hip, like this, back here. And then walk your left hand back so you're going to be on your fingertips for the twist. And cross your right hand to your left knee. And then turn. It's good when the outside world mirrors the inside world. They're doing construction, we're doing construction in the inner body. So gaze over your left shoulder. Allow the right hip to come up gently so you can feel the right hip flexors. Lengthen the left side of the waist by keeping your left hip grounded. And imagine the right thigh telescoping out towards the right knee. So there is a sense of that femur becoming longer and the hip joint more spacious. Now keeping the breath smooth and inward. When you exhale next, rotate your head to face forward, roll your shoulders around, allow the hips and the low belly to participate in coming around. Place your left palm flat on the floor, right hand up, and we inhale to go up. You want to press both hips forward and let the right hip flexor have a joyful opening on the front as the heart has a joyful rise upwards. Then when you exhale, glide your right arm across your face and start gazing down towards the left side of your mat, and then lower down so that your hips find the floor. You rotate around to come upright, and now the humble warrior. So we're going to walk forward out over the left leg. And inside you can remember the inner feeling. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. And as you next inhale, begin the process of coming upright. And let's take a turn back like this. I'm going to turn, you don't have to turn on your mat so that you can see my profile. Bring your block within reach, your one block. Please roll down. Take this one block on the medium setting like this and put it under the back of your pelvis. There you go. Place your feet flat on the floor. Let the low belly right here become a little bit hollow. So there's a feeling of emptiness or receptivity here at the second chakra. Tuck the shoulders under. This is supported bridge pose. Allow yourself to become more like Chandra now, more like the moon. So reflect inwardly towards the heart. If you have two blocks, you can put now two blocks each on the flat setting under the pelvis. If you have only one block, and if it's suited to your flexibility and your structure, you can pick up the hips and put the block on the tall setting. Please don't turn your head in this pose. Once you're established in the higher supported bridge pose, keep your head centered. Tuck the shoulders under. This is called Setu Bandhasana, the bridge pose. We're doing a supported version. The height that you choose for your hips is really important. So it should feel like you can rest here. You can calmly reflect inwardly towards the heart. For anyone for whom it's a part of your practice already, you can take one leg up to supported bridge and then one-legged shoulder stand, we call it, and you might take two legs up. This also means that you have a sturdy block. You're not using a flimsy block. I will not mention the name of the flimsy block companies right now, but hopefully you're using a sturdy block. This pose is also for Chandra, whether you're doing supported shoulder stand right now or supported bridge pose. And if when you take your legs up for supported shoulder stand, the hamstrings are bothersome, then quietly bend your knees a little bit. And transition one foot down if you have raised the legs, and then the other foot down. Lift your hips, put the block aside. When you roll down, then reach up between the toes. One more time, Baddha Konasana this time. Supta Baddha Konasana as you lie down. Hug the feet towards the belly button. And your knees out to the side. Again, try to have a quality of receptivity in the deep low belly. And we're going to touch the feet down and stretch out for Shavasana. So nice to see you coming to rest. Yeah. So come down to your Shavasana. I can't see all of you, of course, and what I can see is based on where your computer camera is, but I can sense that you're coming to rest. And I'm really happy. And now Shavasana is a very important pose. In fact, we say the most important pose in the whole practice. I'm going to scoot forward out of that sunbeam if I can. Yeah. Now in Shavasana, I'm going to ask you to go inside your yoga warrior nature and remind yourself that stamina is essential. And therefore, it's really important to rest, to go inside right now. I'm going to ask you to come down into the feet with your awareness and just imagine both feet. They have done their duty. Let all 26 bones in each foot and the muscles that surround them, let them come to rest. And imagine your feet are becoming a little warmer, a little heavier, melting any unnecessary tension in the feet, in your arches, in your toes. Sana Bhavatu. Allow your feet and now your ankles to be deeply heavy. To know that this is a time for rest. You are being recalibrated from within. Allow your calves and your shins, even the space between the bones of the shins, the skin of the lower leg, right side, left side. Allow them to be deeply heavy and profoundly relaxed. From your feet to your ankles to your shins. Release any unnecessary tension. Saviryam Aravavai. Now the knees and the thighs. Allow the knees to become deeply at ease and to feel the warmth of relaxation. Nothing to brace for right now. Allow your thighs, the muscles of the thighs, to deeply soften, to release the habit of apprehension, tension, anticipation. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. From the feet to the ankles, the shins, the calves, your knees and thighs, and now to the pelvis itself. Allow there to be a deep heaviness, a deep relaxation. The pelvis houses the first chakra, the place we need to be aware of connection to the entire tribe, the global humanity, and sensitive to our most local humanity, those with whom we are dwelling and communicating. And we have no sense of animosity, no impatience. May we be free from aversion and the seeds in human nature that give rise to hatred and separateness. May we be free from these things. Allow the heaviness of the lower body to reflect a possibility of lightness, a quality of clarity in the heart, an open-heartedness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome the breath to very slightly deepen. You may gently wiggle your toes, your fingers. In your own timing, please bend your knees. And we'll roll thoughtfully to your right side. Pause there a moment. And then please use both hands to bring yourself back up to sitting. We're going to share some time for meditation. Maybe you can tip the screen down just very slightly for me. Thanks. Please take a comfortable and upright seat. Nice to see you. Thanks. Shavasana is the most important pose in the practice. And meditation is the deeper medicine, deeper than asana, deeper than pranayama. Meditation is the gateway into our most indwelling wisdom, our shared humanity, our inner sense of belonging. Give yourself the real gift, the deep gift of sitting with us right now. The sense that we share a practice, a tradition, and it comes with it certain ethical precepts. For example, non-harming, honesty, fearlessness. The word for that is abhaya. Also the qualities of compassion, generosity. Imagine yourself sitting in the company of the dozens of others who are here, and wider than this, to the countless others right now, anywhere on the planet who practice to awaken from suffering. Please bring your hands together at your heart. Sahana vavatu, sahana punaktu, sahavidyam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Om. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Namaste. I have just a couple of announcements. One is that there will be an online retreat, and that is going to be posted to the Daya Foundation website today. Some of you have emailed me your interest in that, and I'll send out another broadcast to help others who want to be in attendance. And the second announcement is that there is a singing class with Deo Brought Mishra again tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. I will put that on the Daya Foundation website. That's 8 p.m. PST. And he has a new microphone and a new way to link the sound directly to the computer, so that should be better. And there is a 4 o'clock restorative time today. And then Lynn is teaching a class tonight at 6 p.m., kind of for beginners who are new to yoga and have only evening time to practice. So you can tell your friends about that, 6 p.m. tonight here at the Daya Foundation. And our restorative class, which is a separate series, is happening at 6:30. That one will be in my home. Okay, good to see you. I'm probably supposed to make another announcement, but I can't remember what it is right now. I'm going to come up to the computer so we can see each other more closely and say hi. I'd love to find out how you're doing and how the practice was for you. How is the chanting also? So let me get my seat to approach the computer.
How was the sound of construction for you guys? Did you feel your own construction on the inside? Oh, and there's a woodpecker outside also. It is what it is, you know. It's not as noisy as India, I'll say that. This is much easier than India. I'm just coming into the visibility of the system right now. Okay. Nice to see your comments in there. Thank you. I'll read those when I can read them. They're a little bit tiny right now because of the size of the computer. Let me unspotlight my video.